Hi. I wanted to share some thoughts with you. I wanted to share like where I'm at, where I think the online coaching business is at, and what I'm focusing on as far as income streams go moving forward. So, where I'm at, I am at a stage after turning 60 a few months ago. I'm really leaning into creating what I call a legacy business, a business that will sustain me now, but way into the future when I'm not sitting at my desk so much, when I'm not on Zoom calls several times a week, when I am hanging out with my grown up wonderful children some more and traveling some more, maybe depending on what happens in this wonderful, crazy world of ours. And a legacy business to me isn't like in the traditional sense. I mean, if you go Google what is a legacy business, it'll tell you it's like growing in some kind of entrepreneurial venture to sell or to hand over to family members. And I'm not seeing it so much in that sense. And I've asked like some people in my audience what they see, and they see it as very similar to what I see it. And that's really like like playing with your best work, like bringing all of the work from all of your decades of, for me, it's decades of being in business, but for a lot of my clients, it's decades of experience in the world. Like we've been on this planet for many, many decades, and we have such a wealth of experience and skills and like such a journey to share. And I'm seeing it now as just bringing the real you forward and through the process of sharing that, of actually making incredible income streams. I'm playing with quite a few different income streams right now. I love watching other people's business models. I've always been a bit of an expert in business models and being in business for so long, like 36 years, that long. Um, so I love seeing the different models. And now I'm watching, like, I came across someone the other day who's making six figures a month selling vacuum cleaners on TikTok. I mean, seriously, anything is possible these days. It really is. It is an incredible time. Like, I have no desire to be a TikTok influencer selling like material things. That doesn't light me up. What does light me up is what I've always done. It's always been in the transformational space of making a difference to people's lives, of what is known as like not just a sustainable business, but a regenerative one that leaves the world, leaves the place better when you're not there. And for me, that's true legacy. It is regenerative. So I am playing with platforms like Substack. I am loving being on Substack. If you're there, come say hello to me. I am loving Insight Timer. I have that profitable now, just small amounts each month, but it is wonderful to see that. Um, I am like spending less time on social media, and that certainly lights me up. I'm still there because a lot of people I'm really connected with are there, but I'm spending less time there. I'm putting less of my energy there, less of my energy there. And I am building like income streams that really will sustain me into the future and my family. And it's like I don't have any rules around it, but I am just loving the process of exploring and just figuring it out. Like I have made majority of my income over the past 15 plus years running high ticket one-on-one, high ticket group programs, high ticket masterminds. And I have loved all of that. And I'm still doing some of that, but I've got a lot less one-on-one clients now. I have a lot less women in masterminds now than I had in the past. And that's like on purpose. that is because of what I'm building. I have just built, I'm in the process right now as we speak of building my a beautiful membership site. Actually, I decided to go with the school platform because I think it is like I've been looking at different platforms and I just decided I just gotta make a decision. I've looked at lots of different platforms. I wanted somewhere where the community, the content in a classroom, and like a calendar of what's happening is all kind of all in one place and really, really easy to navigate. And that there's the ability to send DMs to people if you want to members, and I really believe that like school community is the best place for me to be. It's maybe not the best place for everybody, but it's definitely the best place for me. It really suits my ADHD brain. It's just so simple. Yeah, it doesn't look overly beautiful or anything, but it's absolutely fine. And I've been dabbling with it over the last year or so, but I just decided this week I'm just like, yep, that's it. That's where it's going. That's where we're going. I have used over the last years and years and years, I've used Facebook groups for the support aspect. And when I've tried to move them to different platforms, it hasn't gone so well, and I've gone back to Facebook. But Facebook, I just can't now. So moving forward, I just want somewhere where the content and the community and everything is all in one place. And what I'm building there is so fun, and it's called, like, I've run a program for the last like 3 times now each year, called Fun Money. I just ran the Fun Money Intensive, which had like daily activations, and they were really popular, and that's what got like so much incredible positive feedback from people signing clients to people really really changing their relationship with money and changing their relationship with selling and showing up for their business. That was what was really profound. And I'm like, I'm doing a year-long program around that, based around a membership site. Um, so with monthly themes around like identity and self-leadership and multiple income streams and all sorts of wonderful things like that. Sales mindset, the mindset to really make those sales without feeling like you want to hide under a rock for the rest of your life, because really it is a beautiful process. But I won't go into that now. That's for another day. Um, so like that is just coming out right now on the pre-sale offer. So Fun Money Collective is, yeah, it's there in school, and it's like I'm absolutely thrilled about that. I think you can find it at like school.com/fun money, and then /about, and you'll see the page on it there. And I'll pop the link below as well in the notes. It really, it's I'm creating this thing to be like my core offer moving forward, that is still a way that I can give incredible like support, and offer such a high level of transformation my clients and the members of Fun Money Collective, without people having to sit on our 90-minute Zoom calls a couple of times a week, or without having to be be there a lot, but more than enough to get the transformations of really changing that relationship with money, getting money moving, getting money flowing, being able to receive money like never before, really getting into that zone of being able to say, make the invitations and receive without deflecting it, without spending it straight away, or without sabotaging it in some way of something breaking or something happening, that as soon as that money has barely been in their account for 10 seconds, that it has to go out again. And I've actually like having money, because the more money in the hands of women, the better the world is. The world is so much better when there's more money in the hands of women. I believe so strongly in that. But I also believe so strongly that women, particularly once they get into like perimenopause, menopause, midlife, really need to work in a way that absolutely serves them, that they don't get depleted, that yes, it can still involve plenty of work, but that That's why it's called fun money. It's got to be in a way that feels good to them. It feels good. And so many women hate the marketing they do and hate the sales process and then wonder why they don't have all the clients or they're not attracting the right kind of clients and that they're not getting people just landing in their DMs saying, I want to work with you, or people's just money appearing in their account because someone's just gone and bought something without them having to, hustle for the sale. And that's possible for everybody. And so many women I've been speaking to over the last few months want to like either do a bit of a pivot or a complete reinvention of the way they're working. And many of them are rebuilding, and I'm kind of doing that. I'm kind of rebuilding from the ground up in lots of ways. Yes, I've still got plenty of clients and plenty of money flowing and income streams and everything, but I'm rebuilding a lot of my business to sustain me into my next decade and beyond and create that legacy money, create that, like, I suppose, generational wealth is what you call it, so that it's, it's just so such a beautiful way to work. And I think we are so lucky to live in the times we live in. Yes, I know there's a lot of crazy things happening in the world. Absolutely. I'm not going to discount that for a second. But there is also a lot of incredible stuff happening in the world as well. And you get to have an incredible life no matter what's going on around you. And it really is, that's really is at the heart of Fun Money Collective, is really getting into that energy of things moving and things being fun and things being light and things being, it doesn't necessarily have to be easy. It can be easier. Can be easier. And at this time of this, all these massive changes with AI, everything, like I just keep hearing of, really successful, like multiple seven-figure coaches closing down all their programs, and they're basically training people to be managers of lots of AI agents that are working 24/7. And I don't know about you, but I feel as someone who would identify as being highly sensitive, and I think most people are quite sensitive, that has, is a bit of an empath, an introvert, not to mention the whole ADHD, midlife, menopausal thing, all the things that are, I'm sure, are highly relatable to you if you're listening to this, is that, like, I feel that energy if there's things happening in my business, even when I'm not sitting at my desk, even when I'm not in front of the computer. It's just like, I'm not sure if I want all that activity going on of something being inside all my files and rearranging things. And yeah, I get with big complicated businesses that they love having these AI agents that, don't take sick days and work 24/7 and never complain. But for me, I didn't start my business to be a manager of robots. I really didn't. I really didn't. And a manager of anything. Like, I love having a very small team. I had a much bigger team several years ago, and like so many of my colleagues have brought it down to just a very small business, even dropped my sort of income goal of around, the seven-figure dream, because lots of reasons. I will talk about that too another day. And I've had the success, I've had the 30, 50, 80, 100K months over the years, but it's particularly the higher level months, it's not like it's too much to hold. It just takes to actually deliver something of incredible quality and get the results for clients. It takes a lot more to hold that. And I'm not going to say it's too much for one person to hold, but it is, yeah, it just gets complicated. It gets complicated. And, my core value is simplicity, spaciousness, abundance, freedom. And I don't need that. I don't need that to have a highly profitable business that really serves me and serves my clients. Um, But I also am fascinated by other income streams. Like there was somebody I was chatting with who created an app over a few weeks, and she's similar age to me, and she created this app with all of her IP and her courses and her programs, and that just sells away in the background. She sends people there from her YouTube videos, and it is bringing in a nice kind of 10K a month. That I'm like, yep, I can see that. I can see that happening. I'm not going to go building an app anytime soon, but you never know. You never know. So I love looking at these different ways of working because it is changing quickly. But I refuse, I actually unsubscribe or unfollow anyone who is telling me that I'm going to get left behind if I'm not all over AI, because even just from an environmental sustainability angle, AI is like really demanding on water and resources. So it's something that like I'm not going to use it any more than is really necessary. Um, and I know several really successful business owners who are not using it at all, not at all. And that's absolutely fine. I know it's used in our lives, our day-to-day lives for things, and that's all good too. But it's just like we get to choose what kind of business we want, what kind of income streams we want, what kind of business model we want, what kind of clients we want to work with. Do we want to do face-to-face work, or do we want to do it in a completely different way? I love having that contact, and I know I've always attracted the kind of clients who want that and need that. And that's exactly what I want. That's why I'm created Fun Money Collective, because I can do that at a really, really reasonable price and serve more people that way, and which I love. But you get to choose what you really want. And what I'm giving myself permission to do now is to just really show up as me. And really, it's part of my sort of self leadership plans of really knowing that wherever I'm at and whatever I share is more than enough, and not having to have highly curated content and content plans and all that, because they have never lit me up, light me up. That's never felt like fun to me. So I am totally giving myself permission to be share it all and be here with all of it. I've always been quite private particularly in social media. There's a lot of things I don't share, and that's not going to change a whole lot. But on platforms like Substack, and in my membership, I will be sharing a lot more of where I'm at personally and what I'm going on and how that fits with my business. And in a really, I suppose, in a really holistic way. I ran a holistic health practice for 25 years. So that, like, I'm on a big like body transformation this year, on pretty much every level around my health. And that is, yeah, I will be sharing parts of that journey because I know that's highly relatable to lots of women as well that are at this sort of stage of life. And I know the power of hearing what other women are going through is can be really transformative. So what you want to share is more than enough. You do not have to have this highly curated niche. I haven't really used the word niche for many, many years because it just gets so many women stuck on like, oh, is this my niche? I'm feeling a little bit the same about messaging now, because I think, like, I spent so many years learning how to do messaging really well and then teaching messaging at a high level. And now with AI, it's so much messaging is just looking like, oh, but it's AI, even when it's not. Um, and it's because it was modeled on really high quality, novels and stories and things like that. So when we do that, like storytelling part of messaging and so many ways that like we've learned to do it, it can be it can kind of sound a bit disingenuous. So speaking from your heart, speaking from your own experience, sharing what you're going through. That's why I'll be sharing my journey on Substack, on Insight Timer, even on YouTube and with podcast. It's that is how others will that I will be guiding others as well from my experience. I was even like since joining school this week, I have shared with a few clients, oh, like this is the way you could do it, or you could set something up like this, like just sharing through my own experience rather than having to go to the gurus with their 10-step or 50-step plans of doing everything. And that's way more fun. That's way more fun. You know, I'm about to turn on the paid subscribers on Substack and really have my little community going there around creating a legacy business on Substack, and like my membership level will be like Substack Legacy, and it's like for women who just want to write from their heart and grow their legacy business on Substack, of really focusing on what really lights them up. Um, so for me, what really lights me up are things like midlife reinvention and everything around like just really creating the life and business of your dreams in your way, not somebody else's dreams, not somebody else's like seven-figure or $1 million dreams. And it's like with some women that will be, you know, on a certain breed of dogs that they love to talk about, or a certain kind of gardening that they love, or a certain kind of craft or something, or it might be, you know, something around leadership or some kind of personal development. Like there's so many things, but it's just like what lights you up? What's so much fun for you for this next era of your life? Because we really are stepping into a new era. If you look at astrology, you look at, I love human design, and we're really stepping into a new era energetically, and you can probably feel it. And things are a bit messy right now, but they're going to be better on every level. And it's just like you've got this huge opportunity to step into this next level, this new era of your life. It's why on Substack next to my name I've got like her legacy era, because I think like it's time for our legacy era, and it doesn't matter what age you're at. It's just like you can do this at like you know 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I've had clients well into their 70s creating new legacy businesses. I have colleagues that are in their 80s that are creating incredible things. I just love it. I just love seeing that. And it might be that you might love some certain kind of cooking, or some kind of way of eating, or some kind of dancing, or something that you just want to share that joy of that with the world. And I think there are lots of platforms you can do that on now, but I love Substack for lots of different reasons, and I will be sharing more about that moving forward. But for now, like I know, like I've seen quite a few people writing about how the guru era is over, of the big noisy coaches in the online space who are sort of scrambling a bit right now. There were so many coaches that got to a really high income level during the pandemic and were and what their business wasn't necessarily built on a solid foundation. And that's why I'm always going back to basics. I think it's so important to have the groundwork there. And that's why in Fun Money Collective we're starting the very first call. And if you join later, it'll be there waiting in the classroom about the Fun Money Hour. It's the daily non-negotiables, marketing and and sales, where you're, you know, writing or connecting from your heart to the heart of the people that you're here to serve, and that will maybe become clients or customers of yours in the future. And also reconnecting and following up with people that you already know. Most people don't need a bigger audience, they just need to actually follow up with the people in their audience for all the sales they want. But if you're on a new platform, well, then you get to do that. You get to build that audience there as well. So it's all there for you. There is so much there for you. And just be like, be in your business. You know, you belong in business. You absolutely belong in business. I think so many women are waiting for some giant permission slip to belong in their business and to be worthy of making money and asking for the sale and receiving the money. And if you need it, here it is. Do I need to actually write it out for you? Is your permission slip to be in your business, to be worthy of all the money. You're worthy just from, like, you're here, you're alive at this time, you're meant to be here, you're meant to be doing this. It's what you're meant to do, and stop questioning it and just go do your thing. Go do your thing and go share from your heart to the heart of the people that really need what you've got to share. And if you're spending, like me, spending far too much time looking at like certifications and um, looking for other ways of feeling worthy of all the wealth you desire, like, take it from me, you can just put that thinking down. You can just put that and just show up and do your thing. Do your thing. I mean, you're not out there doing brain surgery without, being a doctor. You're not doing that. But you are ready for the next phase, the next era in your business. So I invite you to come along to the Legacy Era with me. I'll pop some links below of Fun Money Collective. Come and join us there. That's where you'll get it all. You'll get it all there. But if you're on Substack, come connect with me over there and send me a message and say hi. And just feel free to reach out to me wherever we're connected, and I would love to hear from you. And I'm sending you lots of love and lots of abundance and simplicity and spaciousness, because there's plenty of it for all of us. And I'll be back again with you soon. Bye for now.